Well, once again, it's time, my friends, for another meet and greet. We're Southern Fried and nationwide, so hang on to your seats. Look around, here's what I found. I guess you'll never know what you'll see on the Southern Fried Podcast Show. Yeehaw.
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 And
How's
there is
doing?
Yeah, doing good. I was just going to say, there's the man that created that yeehaw and our intro music. Thank you, Chris. It's good to have you here. Hope everybody's doing well.
Thanks for having me.
It's been a good Sunday, and
Yes,
we're excited to be back with you as we record this. This will be coming out in another day, but gentlemen, it's been a good day of rest, reflection, and encouragement for others as we've helped to encourage those who have lost some loved ones in their family. And it's good to be back on here with all of us. The whole gang is here, at least this part. We do have Cowboy Cook. But tonight we're doing Momma Said. What y'all think about Momma Said?
Mama said a bunch.
Mama Said.
I don't
And I kind of throw him a curveball. My mom's name is on the screen. We're going to start sharing some of that. But yeah, my mom was named Jewel. She's with the Lord, and she said a lot, like all of her mamas did or do if they're still living. And they come up with some sayings, don't they? I don't know where all they heard them at. I'm imagining they came down through from mama to mama to mama. They probably developed a few on their own, but what's cool about it is we don't forget it. We remember all those things that mama said. Well, some of them, Rob, because we got in trouble.
Yeah, I'm still an expert at getting in trouble. I got in trouble with my mama all the way up in my 50s. My mama was a tough lady. She had to be. And I really think one of the things that stuck with me the absolute most, because I was an expert at it. Boy, don't you roll them eyes at me. Oh my gosh. Now, Dave, did you ever roll your eyes at your mom?
Yeah, I know I did, and I heard that same thing. I learned not to do that too much, especially if Dad was around. But I know I did it because I would hear about that same thing. Don't you roll your eyes at me, boy. And if we did it enough, and we probably did, it was a little bit involuntary, like we did it without even realizing we were doing it.
Yeah.
And before we get, I want to just throw this in there. It's about that same thing. But have you ever had somebody roll their eyes at you and you called them on it and they didn't even realize they did it? I have had that happen. And they tried to deny it. And then they went, wait a minute, you're right, I did. I didn't even realize I did that. That tells me they've been doing it their whole life.
I just rolled my eyes at you twice. Chris, you ever roll your eyes at your mama?
I did once at my dad, and that was a huge mistake. That was a big mistake. Big mistake. Mom would get mad about it too, but I'm telling you, I think when it comes to women, I think that the rolling the eyes is, kind of like the cough. It's a reflex, like a body reflex. Hey, wife, you want to do this? Or hey, Michelle, you want to blah, blah, blah? I think, would you stop rolling your eyes at me? Did I roll my eyes? She had no idea. No clue.
Hey, well, we were talking today at church about a guy, and we talked about this on the program, and it fits right here. Guys not wanting to admit that they're lost and get out and asking directions. I wonder how many of our wives have rolled their eyes when we said, like we were talking about here recently on the program, Rob, oh, I'm not lost. As you said, what'd you say? There's gas in the car. I can't be lost.
I still got gas. I can't be lost.
Yeah. And so I figure the eye roll probably came, but they were probably looking out the window and didn't let us see it. You reckon?
No.
Yeah. Yeah, I've had that eye roll a few times when I said, I know where I'm at, or this is the next exit. This is it right here.
This is it. I know where I'm at. And you know what's funny? Sometimes you'll be like that and you'll get off the exit or the road or whatever. And you'll go, hey, see that house? I remember that house.
That house.
Yeah.
I remember.
And it looks like 1,000 other houses, but for some reason we remember that house. We're on the right track now. Yep. I remember that house needed a paint job. That's the one.
Yeah.
One.
And the arrow comes out. Oh,
yeah.
15 minutes later. Weren't we supposed to be there about 10 minutes ago? Probably. But I reckon, hey, I remember that house right there too.
Oh, then we start getting real technical with it. It's like, you see that tree that fell over right there? I remember now. I'd forgotten about that tree, but there was a tree down, and I know this is the right road.
Yeah.
So we start getting down. See that toy that's out there in that yard? I remember that tricycle. I remember it. Yeah. Like how many tricycles are out there?
Yeah.
You see that cow standing there in the middle of that field? It was standing right there last time we came by.
Hadn't moved a budge.
and here comes the arrow.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now hey, this is Momma Said, not wife's did. Okay. Hey, Chris, I got to give you a piece of advice here. If you want to remain among the living on this particular show, never refer to your wife doing something Mama did. That is a death sentence. You have to be nice.
Well, we were going to transition anyway, so we're going to save Chris. We don't want him to be in a lot of trouble. He's not been up here. These recordings can and will be used against you. I mean, they're out there forever. So. And you'll find that your wife might watch one in the middle of the night or something. Next thing you know, you get up, your wife's in a bad mood. I can't believe you said that about me. And you won't even remember doing it. Why?
Some people, I'm not going to call any names, will do everything they can to provoke that reaction.
Oh, yeah. No doubt. So let's save ourselves here. So when we're talking about Momma Said, so gentlemen, what was the thing that Momma said that made you roll your eyes to get in trouble anyway? What was you rolling your eyes about? Because I think I know what a couple of them was.
What are you doing? I don't know. Well, you're doing something.
Rob, never say nothing. If you are asked, what are you doing? You got to say something, because if you say I'm nothing, they're going to say, oh, I got something for you to do.
Look,
come on, man.
No, look, don't lie to your mama. Okay.
Well, I'm not saying lie. I
might have been over there something I wasn't supposed to do.
You're not lying. You say, I'm talking to you, Mama. I'm talking to you.
Oh,
that's not lying.
I figured that out. I
kind of think
what I was really doing.
I kind of think the iro came when your mama probably said, "Did you get your room clean?" Remember I told you that? Room clean before you go out and play? Oh, you done forgot about that room. There goes the eye roll.
Yep. There goes your head roll.
Yep.
And the bad thing is, we knew. And so you were talking about making up something, but we knew if we rolled them eyes, our head was going to roll.
Yeah.
We knew, but it didn't stop us. We weren't smart as kids. So you can't act like you was all smart, because you still rolled them eyes and still got your head rolled. I'm just saying.
I'll tell you another way that I would roll. And this one had danger written in it. So as kids, we thought we were, experts at everything: mathematics, algebra, geometry, trigonometry. We had everything figured out to a time, right? We were expert at time management. Not really, but we thought we were. So if Mama said, your daddy will be home in 2 hours, and I believe your daddy said to get the yard cut, and you say, oh, I'll have that done before he gets home. I've got it down to a science. It only takes me 35 minutes to do the yard. I got 2 hours. I'll get out there in about an hour. and I'll get it done. There comes the eye roll because your mama knows what's going to happen. Among many things, one of them will be the lawnmower don't start. And you waited the last minute. Like lawnmowers do that sometimes. They don't want to start. You got to take time to figure it out. There goes the master plan. And mama knew that was going to happen.
Yeah.
And she don't want to hear daddy mad.
And it wasn't always us rolling the eyes. Mamas could roll them eyes too.
Oh, yeah.
They knew what was coming.
Yep.
You know, it's like, I'm going to use this as an example, okay? Chris probably told his mama at some point in time, all right, I'm going to do so-and-so, okay? And his mama would say, well, you might want to get on that now before it gets hot because you'll be all sweaty and dirty later on when you do it. And Chris said, no, Mama, I'm too pretty to do it right now. I've got to do it later. And his mama would look at him and say, son, you're not that pretty. You need to go ahead and get on out there and get it done. And Chris said, but Mama, and she would go, Chris, son, listen to me. You know, I'm just saying. I love you, my ugly brother-in-law.
I love you too, my friend.
Yeah.
I love you too, my brother. You're my brother, you're my friend, and my brother-in-law.
That's right.
Yes,
you
sir.
like the way I parted my hair today?
I do, actually. It looks a little to the left, but it looks good.
Oh, Lord. I might have to roll my eyes here, you know.
I might have to stand up in front of that, you know?
It's getting a little soupy over here, man.
Oh, we love you too there, Cousin Dave. We love you too.
Where's the laugh button?
Yeah.
Oh, that's what we need.
Oh, I'm gonna put all that together for us, guys. I got it. Yep.
So getting in trouble with the roll of the eyes, I'm gonna add an escalator to it. So it's bad enough when you're in front of your mom and whatever the conversation is and you roll your eyes. But I'm gonna tell you where it escalates. They have their friend there. And they do it in front of another kid. You just escalated the anger factor by a factor of about 100 because you did that and the friend saw you do it. And now your mama's really disrespected. Yes, that might be a wait till your daddy gets home. I'm going to tell him what you just did kind of thing.
Yeah. There's another escalator to it. There's another escalator to it. When you turn around, as you roll in your eyes, you turn around and you go,
oh, yeah. There's definitely that.
You throw the in there. Oh, you dead man walking.
That's where you're walking across the yard with your friend, and like all of a sudden, all of these things click with your mom. Like she's focusing on about 10 different things. Then all of a sudden it hits her. Hey, he's walking away. So they come out and they holler at you to stop in your tracks and turn back. And you have to do the walk of shame in front of your friends.
Yes.
Don't you take another step, Robert. You get your tail right back here right now. We got some things to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
The walk of shame.
Chris, what else do they throw in there as you're walking back? What else would mama scream at you on the way back?
What's wrong with you? Dang you. What is your problem?
What is your major malfunction?
Yes.
No,
this is not how this works.
No.
You don't do your mama like that.
No, that ain't what she screamed.
I'm not going to go there.
You have gotten way too big.
Oh, yeah.
For your britches.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. I got that.
So not only do you get turned around and called back, now you've gotten embarrassed in front of your friends. You've taken us to a whole nother level.
She just called you a fatty because you're too big for your britches. It wasn't bad enough you done rolled your eyes and huffed at her. Now she's done called you back in front of everybody. You're doing the walk of shame, and then she calls you a fatty.
Well, and that begs the question. That begs the question. I'm going to give me just a second. I'm going to pop this one up here. Y'all keep talking because I think this begs the question. I'm just curious about it. So give me just a second here. I want to pull up. Hang on here. Let me fix this. Actually, I can do it. I can. Yeah. I'm just actually I can do it in comments, and I'll just pop that up, and you can see that.
Hey, while you're popping that up, you guys who are watching at home, comment down below and tell us what Momma said to you. And be sure to subscribe so you get more episodes like this as well. Give us a like, follow, give us a subscribe. We appreciate your support.
Absolutely. That helps us grow, helps us keep track of what we're doing.
Yep.
And it's been growing and doing everything. I mean, everything has been just exploding here lately, and we really appreciate all the likes and the follows and the subscriptions. It really means a lot to us, and we appreciate it, guys.
Yes, it does.
You got that thing ready yet?
I don't. Just hang on. Hang on.
Which one are you trying to? You trying to put a picture up?
No.
Oh, okay.
You're supposed to be talking.
Okay.
Oh
well, let's. So, Chris,
sure.
When you rolled your eyes and huffed at your mama, how far did your head roll?
Well, I got popped across the face once or twice.
Yeah.
And she didn't like it at all. I never did that to Dad except that one time. And yes, it was an immediate spanking for me. It sure was. Mama didn't put up with a whole lot of stuff, but especially Dad. We were more afraid of what Dad was going to say when he rolled his eyes, than we were. So that straightened us up pretty quick when she threatened Dad. I'm going to tell your father when he gets home.
Is that an immediate spanking?
Because you had 2 or 3 things going on there. You got the eye roll, then you did it in front of the friend. Yep. She's called you back and said you're too big for your britches. Now with Daddy, that's automatically a spanking. There's no doubt in my mind. Yeah. But with Mama, Chris says it was already a spanking. What about you, Rob?
I think on the way back, if as a child, if you tried to correct your mother at that point and prove that you were a grown up and said, Mama, I told you, that was it. You couldn't finish the sentence. Right. You could be trying to say, Mama, I told you I would get to that in a minute or in an hour. Or I told you when I was going to do it. Or I told you I was going to do it such a way. Or it didn't matter what came after the I told you, because that's where Mama stopped hearing. Mama became deaf at that point. When you said, Mama, I told you, she was deaf. She has done heard all she wants to hear. Right. You are fixing to receive a beating.
Yeah. Well, I think there's a dividing line here. And that dividing line is whether it's a boy or a girl. Because girls will throw in something that boys, they do a little different. You did the grunt or whatever. The girl, they like to stomp the foot and go, really or seriously? That's a big thing now.
Yeah.
I think that's the spanking point. I think that if it wasn't before, once that happens, it's punishment time.
So what you're saying, it's really?
Yeah. I think that just pushed it over the top. That's Niagara Falls coming right there. You were in the barrel. You're kind of caught in a wash. You're not, you're not sure if you're going over. I mean, you're teetering on death. And for some reason in a teenager's mind, they decide to go there like, I'm already in this deep. Might as well go for it all. Right over the top. Spinning down the falls. Then you see the rage come out. Flames shooting out of the eyes.
Oh my gosh.
That's when they announce to your friends, go home.
Yeah.
You're not going to see them for a little while, so just go home. Don't come back. Don't knock on the door. Don't call. They're done for a while. So y'all have a good night. We'll see y'all later.
So they'd be like, come up, knocking on the door. Can little Davy come out and play? Oh, wait. Let me reword that. Can little Davy, is he still alive?
Oh, yeah.
Chris, let me ask you.
Well, you know, before you go to Chris, this would be, what if they had you divert, if it's Mama, what if they had you divert right then to go get the hickory? Man, that'd be a bad walk of shame right there.
Right.
I mean, now you got to go pick the weapon. You got to go get the hickory in front of your friends.
But I mean, it's like, that might be a bad thing because your friends might could help you.
I don't think so.
And offer some advice.
I don't think so.
The perfect one to offer advice in that circumstance.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that'd be pushing your friend over the falls. It's over. That's when you have a friend like Cook that goes, "What did you say about your mama earlier?" If you had one friend that y'all were not really friends, but kind of friends, but they were mad at you about something, that's the point. They could jump in and bury you. Because they figure the friendship's over anyway. It's like, oh yeah, what was you saying about your mama earlier, big boy?
Yeah, go ahead and tell her the rest of it.
Then you're really in trouble.
Oh yeah.
That's when you look at them and say, "I'm coming for you."
Yes. Or now see, I didn't have this growing up because I was an only child. But I'm betting, I know both y'all had sisters. I know that for a fact.
Oh yeah.
2 for me.
Yeah. How many for you? 2 for you. All right. So y'all both, and Dave's was younger. Chris's yours was older, right?
Yeah, they're both younger.
Mine are both younger.
All right. So did they ever do something that would get themselves killed by mama and then blame it on you?
Oh, without a doubt.
Oh man.
Without a doubt, because both of them came along at one point. They were the baby girl. I was the older brother. I was supposed to be perfect all the time, do everything right. And I'm going to get my sister because she came home the other night, throwing all kind of darts at me, in the chat. So I told you, this is fair play. So, little sister, she can run to mama. Yeah, mama, brother's doing this, we won't let me do that. Da 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 da. Then I get called down in front of my friends, and they're like, "Why do you got to have your sister tagging along?" Because Mama said. But she'll come on here and tell you that I wouldn't never let her tag along. But I know for a fact there were times Mama made me have her tag along. Oh,
well, Chris,
I love her. Love you, Tammy. But you did it.
All right, there, Chris. Let's hear your story there. I know. That happened. When did they blame something on you that got you in trouble?
Oh golly, if I can remember back that far. My sisters, we didn't so much hang each other out to dry. Now they would admit something that was not supposed to be admitted, but I didn't get so much blamed on me when I hadn't done whatever they said I had done. Now I can relate with the lawnmower thing. That brought back a lot of memories for me. But my sisters, we were pretty cool, to be honest with you about it, because like I said, if Dad found out, whatever happened, and we knew that if we had blamed somebody, one of the siblings, there was just the beating would be unfair. And so we were pretty cool about that.
Well, here's one for you, Chris.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say all 3 of you were, y'all were a group, y'all were like this, and y'all all were involved in something. Who was the one that would cave first and admit guilt? Because there's always one.
The little one. Yeah.
Oh, we did it. I gotta tell.
Yeah. I gotta tell.
I'm sorry, Mama. I'm sorry, Daddy. I really didn't want to do it, but I ain't gonna lie to you no more. They might not tell you, but I'm gonna tell you. That's kind of like the a plea bargain. There's always the bird that sings,
Right.
There's always somebody that's
Right.
going to sing.
Right.
Mhm.
There was this one time that my mama really rolled her eyes at me when she found a dirty magazine in my bedroom when I was a little kid. Little kid. I'm telling
Oh.
your father when he gets home tonight at 11. My father was a police officer. I'm telling your father what I found in your room. You are in trouble. You are grounded from here and ever. She was so mad, right? So my dad comes home at 11 o'clock, and here I had been for hours, just knowing I was going to get
The weight of shame.
I was gonna get whooped. I just knew it. And my dad came in the house. He went down to his bedroom, and their room was across the hall from mine. And so I acted like I was asleep, right? Because she was going to tell my dad. So I had the covers over my head and everything. And my mom goes, Ed, look at what I found in Chris's room today. And she throws this magazine across the room to him. And I can hear this, as she throws it. And then I'm sitting there for a second going, oh, God, oh, God. And then I hear pages flipping. And she says, Ed, what do you think about that? He goes, well, at least he's not looking at men, Josephine.
I bet that went over like a lead
Anybody
brick.
out there, but
Yeah.
that's a true story.
Yeah, that went over like lead bricks, I'm sure.
He didn't mind it at all, but boy, Mama was mad. She was eye rolling him and me that day.
That's when Dad comes up and gives you the elbow on the shoulder. That's my boy.
My boy.
I was not sure, but now I feel pretty good about everything. And then Mama's giving you that look like,
I wasn't sure.
There's been a few that said that, like, he's a good
one.
He's a good kid.
I like that. Yeah. I wasn't sure.
We're worried about you there for a minute.
He's in there beating his chest. Yeah.
Oh, he might have been going. I don't know.
I didn't mean you personally, but just in general, So if it sounded directed, it wasn't meant that way.
No. That made it better.
Directed anyway. This is the Southern Fried Podcast. Bring it on. Man.
Oh my goodness. Well, y'all, I feel like I missed out on some stuff because I didn't have any brothers or sisters growing up. My closest thing to a brother is my uncle, my youngest uncle, and he's 12 years older than me, exactly almost. So the year I started school, he finished school, but he was always a lot bigger than me, always. He was always faster. He was always smarter. He was always everything. So I didn't stand a chance. And if he ever accused me of something, that was it. I was guilty. There was no talking my way out of it. Of course, he never abused that. If I was guilty of it, he'd let it be known. But yeah, it was it. So the whole dynamic of brothers and sisters kind of eludes me. I didn't have that, but I love watching you guys talk about it, and I realized that the struggle was real. I can visualize that. So poor Dave, you had two younger sisters blaming you on everything.
Well, the one was Heather was much younger. Honestly, I was pretty much already back grown. There's a lot of age difference between me and them, so it wasn't as close. There would have been a lot more, I'm sure, battles, but there was a time frame where, I'm almost 9 years older than Tammy, and about 15 and a half over Heather. So it was a lot of difference. Time she's up old enough. We've talked about it. We battled when Heather was a teenager. That was our battles, but yeah. You get those rites of passage, and I'm not saying everybody did it, but I know in my neighborhood, they was the guys would do these dares. They would have everybody have a camp out, and they would do these dares, and it was always the kid that would get caught, and it wasn't nothing real bad, but I mean, bunch of young guys, and so they challenge each other. I dare you to run down the road in your underwear. Well, there's always the kid that got caught by the police or something. What I mean? He's running, a car shows up, it's the deputy sheriff, and he just happens to be the one that sings like a pigeon. So, then everybody gets in trouble, So there was stuff like that went on in my neighborhood, people throwing rocks, having wars and stuff like that, bottle rocket wars, all that stuff. And, way past the time we're supposed to be asleep, but that's when all the parents went to sleep. And then the camp out became dares
Fun.
and well, yeah, that's what we called it. But some of them, then you got grounded from camping out for a good long time because some things, a neighbor saw you or something, and they called your parent and said, "Did you know what your son was doing last night?"
He was running down the road in his underwear, and then your mama would ask you, "Why was you running down the road in your underwear?" Gee, mom, I was dared to.
It was a dare.
Do that. Why do kids always do that? They get so defensive. I was dared to. Well, that was a death sentence right there.
Yeah.
And you better put your clothes back on before then. Because if you're standing there in your tidy whities and you just did that, oh, you got no padding, no protection, no nothing. It's going to be bad.
Oh,
How funny.
quite the journey from our road to the dares, but we made it.
And to being too big, that's why you was wanting to run. They wanted you to run down the road in your underwear. You was too big for your britches.
Oh man,
daddies. But
and we've come from that till now. You've got these creators doing silly things like the one I just heard about that was derailing a train so they could get it on video. Are you kidding me? Wow.
Oh gosh.
That just came over the news.
I thought it was bad when they were eating the Tide Pods, but now they want to derail trains. Well, the tide affected their brains. It had to.
Yeah. You're talking about potentially millions of dollars in damage.
Can you imagine? I mean, he's in a lot of trouble, Fortunately, nobody got hurt or anything that I know of, but they definitely are in a lot of trouble. So it's just crazy, and that's what we have to be careful with with kids and what they see and stuff, because, they're an impressionable age, and, that's kind of where we're at with that. And we just have to do our due diligence as parents. The good thing about being a parent is if you were like Robert, I'll just use Robert as an example. He's fun to use. And Robert did a lot of stuff. Robert knows all the tricks. So as a dad, he already knew all the little scams and stuff that kids will say. Well, I'm going to be over at Susie's house, but Susie don't have a phone. So, da, 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 da. So we just know how to go find out what the real story is, because we've probably pulled some of the same stuff. So we already know the answer. It's like, okay, sure. And then you get in the car and go find them. And so let's go.
Here's another thought too. We get on here and we pick on Mama because Mama said a bunch of stuff. But let me tell you something, Mama, and we're going to go and throw Daddy in there too. They taught us the value of being honest, of being caring about your neighbors, caring about your friends.
Sure. That's right.
And they taught us this stuff. All right. But kids today have been so desensitized. I mean, let's face it. The most popular video games involve what? Killing. Mm-hmm. Let's go out and kill as many folks as we can. Our media has turned them into celebrities at times, and it's constant. They're constantly barraged with the devaluation of life.
Yeah.
They are.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then people wonder why is this kid derailing a train? Well, he don't care about nobody on that train.
Right.
You know, why are kids doing this? Why are kids doing that? Why are, you know,
Well,
young men?
it's like a video game, man. They
It
don't
is.
see it in the same way.
No.
Because in video games, you can come back to life, you can get boosted, more health and energy. That's not real life.
No.
That's not real life at all. I mean, remember back about, it's probably been 20, 25 years ago when all the people were taking bricks and blocks and throwing them off overpasses.
Yeah.
And now they have to build those fences up because people got killed. I mean, who does something like that? It's just stupid. But
Well,
that's the escalation that's went on. We went for, kids were doing harmless little things, seemingly. I'm not saying they should have been doing them, but rolling somebody's yard or something. Kids have done that for
yeah.
ages. To doing stuff like that, what's happened? How do we step off into stuff like that? I mean, the stuff I got in trouble for was so minor. I mean, I didn't get in a lot of trouble anyway. I mean, I knew better, but a lot of my friends got in a lot of trouble. A lot of trouble. I had a friend. He's deceased, has been for a long time, but I remember once he did something really dumb, and this lady lived down the street. And I remember being in the house, and they come to my house looking for my buddy. We live next door, so like this the woman's oldest son. He looked like an offensive lineman for the Falcons or something, and he's beating on the door. And he called, and I go to my dad says, "There's some guy out there." So we go to the door, and I was the one singing that day because he said, "Who's the one that threw the rock at my mama?" Because my buddy did that. And I just pointed, next door. and, I saw this guy, my buddy, he walked him down the street by the collar. He had him up off the ground, carrying him down the street, and took him and put him in front of his mama on his knees and said, "Now you apologize and explain yourself." That's the way it used to be, boys.
Yeah.
Take care of mama.
Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna throw out a challenge out there. All you new mamas and all the mamas that are out there that are currently listening, whatever, y'all keep coming up and keep doing these Mama Saids. Because we did listen. If we're proving that on here, we did listen. We may not have went along with it, but we did listen. We did hear. We did learn.
We need a couple of mamas to come on with us and just talk about,
we do.
Oh my gosh.
From their perspective, their history with that. Wouldn't that be cool? Come on, moms. We need a couple of moms to come on, and Mama Said, and let's talk about your experiences with things that you said, where you got them from, all that, and then how'd that work? Some of these things we've said. What was your triggers? What was your point where you're in trouble?
I would be right there.
I would be very interested to have that.
Yes, that would be fun.
Yes,
that would be fun.
Yes,
I bet we could probably line that up.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
I'm
saying put it out there now. Hey, we've got a email address right here on the bottom on this little ticker, southernfriedpodcast@yahoo.com. If you want to be on this show and you a mama and you want to come on here and talk about these things, you send us an email. I will get back with you. I will set it all up. It's easy. Just let me know. We would love to have you on here.
That would be
amazing. That was a great idea. And we record these things. We don't edit nothing. That's my job, just to post it. We don't believe in editing. What you get's what we said and what we done. And that was a good idea there, Dave. And
you're welcome.
It was on the fly, and I like it. We need a mama. We need two mamas, 2 or 3, 5, 10.
Yeah, We
We'll
we
make it
needed
happen.
a diversity of thought. See what different mamas did. One may be
Yeah.
talking about sons, and the other one may be talking about daughters. And
Or
maybe a
maybe
grandma that raised their grandkids. That would be cool because they come from a whole different perspective, being older
Mm-hmm.
and raising a grandchild. That would be
oh,
cool too.
I kind of sort of throw some hints out there how that worked. I got away with murder. Uh, but uh, we need some mama, and this is Southern Fried Podcast, but this is a around the world issue. I don't care if you're from this country. I don't care if you're from up north, from down south. You could be from some way foreign country like Canada. We would love to have you on here. If you a mama, bring it on. We'd love to have you.
I want somebody from Australia to come on because I want to ask him about these kangaroo boxing people's jaws. And that is the funniest thing. I've seen a couple of those videos where I saw one just recently where a guy was running, like he had to body slam the kangaroo to get him off of him. I mean, they're bad. I mean,
Yes.
they're up boxing jaws, man. They're not small. Those are
No,
those adult ones, man. They're bad. I want to talk
Yes.
about that.
is
Yeah.
that one of your fears that you're going
It's
to get
not
beat
a
up by a kangaroo?
no because I don't live there. But don't tell me you wouldn't flip out if you opened your door, Jack, and there was a kangaroo waiting on you in the dark and started wearing your old bald head out. I would love to see that video.
Look, if I opened the door and there was a kangaroo out there, I believe that door would shut just as easily.
He might he might get in the door. He might your wife gets up and thinks, "What's all the commotion?" And you and a kangaroo are fighting all over the living room. Man,
Yeah. I saw a
hey, he
video
might.
just
That's a
Hey,
little bit out
hey,
there.
hey, the old kangaroo might be like a boss man. Maybe he forgot to lock the car up. You go out to get in the car, and he's sitting in the driver's seat.
That's when you go back inside and say, honey, I left something in the car. Would you go get it out?
They're tough,
Oh,
man. They're bad.
They
they ain't
are.
I
better.
don't.
Look, they are not better than a wife that has to get her pocketbook out of that car. Let me tell you something. I put my money on the wife getting her pocketbook out of the car versus a kangaroo any day of the week.
Well, sure, she's going to tell you to get your tail out there and take care of it.
Yeah.
Well, that's not fair.
Are you scared, Robert? Get out there. I don't know what this
Look,
guy did, but the video when it came on, this guy's running. I mean, like this kangaroo, he had to like turn around. The kangaroo's faster than him, so
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
they're duking it out. And the only way he could get the kangaroo off was to do like a WWE man, just pile drive him down, and he
I
still
know
got
what
up, but
happened.
he kind of backed up a little bit.
I know what happened. That guy called that kangaroo elderly.
Hey, yo, man, you're too old. You're too old, ain't you?
Kangaroo said, "Hey, I don't consider 6 or 7 years old elderly." And the other guy said, "Yeah, I do."
Well, they also got them. What is it? The dingo dogs. They're nothing to play with either. That's they got some stuff down under, man. We need a mama from down under. That'd be cool.
We
You know what
do.
would
We
be
do.
cool?
We had about 40 views on YouTube from Australia this past month. And
Oh, that'd be awesome.
we should put a
You know
little
what would be
feeler
really
out there
awesome?
and say, hey, calling all Australians, listen
Yeah,
to
we need.
kangaroo.
I would like to hear some of this from an Australian perspective. That would be really
Yes.
cool.
Yes.
Another thing that would be absolutely amazing. I don't know any of the story behind it, but uh, Steve Irwin was one of my favorite people on TV ever. And he was absolutely amazing, and he lived his life on his terms. He liked animals. He wasn't afraid of them. It was tragic to me when he died. But I would absolutely love it if somebody that knew Steve Irwin when he was a child would come on here and talk about that and the amount of trouble that he got into.
Oh yeah,
That got into all kind of trouble. He had no
Yeah.
fear anyway. G'day, Mom. Oh, I bet he had his head rolled a long way. That would be amazing too. Just throwing it out there. And, could you imagine having Steve Irwin as your child? Boy, leave that alligator alone.
There'd be a lot of animals around the old house.
He'd have it thrown over his shoulder down here, bring it up to the house. Look at his teeth.
Well, he would rescue and get them recuperated and take them back, because he believed in keeping them in their natural habitat. But he definitely would have had a little hospital going probably as a kid, I would say.
Walk out in your yard, see chipmunks with slings on their arms. Walking around on crutches. Just throwing it out there. All right.
That would be awesome.
All right, we've thrown down the gauntlet. Let's see what happens.
Right. Come on, calling all Australians. Got to be somebody out there. That's a big country.
Not just Australians, but any mamas. Mama.
The Cornbread Nation calls you, Australians. Come join us. The Cornbread Nation.
Now,
be a breadhead.
All right, we're fixed to sign off here, but I think somebody found a picture of me today. And I know I'm not getting off here without this thing getting up there. So let me go ahead and throw this out there. Somebody found a picture of me. And
is that Chris Christie?
I could put your face on that guy right there.
Yeah, you could do that.
Don't do it. All right,
put a Georgia cap on Robert's face.
Well, you take it and run.
We got to be careful with Chris. He's like the mad scientist. Like I said, he can go in the laboratory and produce stuff. He could drop some stuff on us. We got to be real careful here.
I've been wanting to do one of those videos, with Robert, where he's catching a fish and then like in a nuclear explosion.
You ever seen one of those videos?
You ever seen one of those?
Yes. Now, he did take a video of me losing one right at the boat, a nice sized fish. That one will never make the air because, it required a bunch of editing and beepage.
Beep, beep, beep.
Sounded like Morse code. Beep, beepity, beep, 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 beepity, beep, beep. It was bad.
It was one of the best fishes of the day that if I remember correctly too.
Oh, just dagger him right now. Yeah, one of the best ones. Yeah.
Biggest
never live that down.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I've got some good footage of Robert. I really do. He is a great fisherman. And I've got
real quick, what would really stink on something like that? Like you lose that, and then like the next day, some guy posts a picture from the lake saying, "Look what I caught today," and you're pretty sure it's the same fish. Yeah, that would be like the ultimate. Just man, I'm done.
The only thing I can imagine that would be worse than that would it be up there fishing and miss one. And then have one hit on the guy that you're fishing with, and he goes to set the hook, and it pops out of his mouth and it hooks you. That's the only thing worse than that I could think of.
Yeah.
Well, you don't hook you hook Earl. Earl's the one you hook.
Yeah, well, like I said, I feel bad about it. It was bad.
You see them old boys. You see them old boys. They had won some competitions and stuff, and they got caught. They were putting weights down in the fish. Before they brought them in for weigh-in. Those guys should forever. Yeah, they should never be allowed.
Yeah,
I mean, there's a lot of money involved in that and prestige, and these guys are just flat out cheating, man.
What's bad? You can't even do it like a local shotgun tournament that they do after work a lot of times. You go out and your best 3 fish. because they'll spend all week fishing and have them trapped up in a barrel somewhere and go by and pick them up. And for what? $20? Come on. I mean, oh, I can't stand cheaters.
I know, man. I know.
That and thieves. I can't stand thieves either.
That's one. All right, that's going to be one coming up on Southernisms. Don't cheat.
Yeah.
That'd
That'd be a good one.
be a good one. All right, we love you guys. God bless you. Thank you for watching. We hope you like and follow and subscribe and push us up, and we'll push you up, and we'll meet somewhere in the middle.
Yeah, if you've got a Facebook and a YouTube, do both of them. That really helps us,
Yes, it does.
Any stream you do, we're probably there. Go ahead and give us a follow. It'd really help us.
Yes. And we thank y'all so much. Have a great, wonderful day, evening, night, week, month, whatever it is.
Exciting news coming, guys. We've got things we're going to be rolling out here pretty quick. We'll just let that be a little. We'll talk about it on one of the lives this week, but we got some things coming.
Yep.
Pretty cool.
Be sure to subscribe now, and you'll hear about them. You sure will.
Yeah.
All right. Love you guys. God bless.
Love y'all too.